She witnessed Belle's grand exit. The cops ignored her like a boring TV show. Old Joe said she knew a mouse man strolled past Belle's door. She also knew Little Pink and Lie sneaked into Belle's room like rabbits. Cops ignored it since evidence was solid. Poor Belle just overdosed like a pro. It's really a tragic performance. Then she headed back to pack her bags. The Iceland trip ended abruptly. Little Pink shook her head, dejected, needing to know Belle's cause of death, but Old Joe was firm. She asked Little Pink for her ring, which Little Pink reluctantly removed. After Old Joe left, she rushed to Rohan's room. She hoped the guy would open the door. She had a blockbuster scoop. Old Joe's bodyguard Todd said the car had been waiting outside. As he finished, a scream echoed upstairs. Little Pink followed Todd, shooting up like a rocket. In the lobby, Rohan lay flat on the ground. Having checked out of the world, he left without a backward glance. For safety, everyone was moved underground. Sister Lie felt guilty. After all, she invited Rohan. Lou May was the first to notice something was off. She saw Rohan clutch his chest like it was under attack, almost crashing into the bar. David asked Little Pink for her detective's input. She thought it was heart-related. Postman's 2011 heart rate regulators all had Wi-Fi. Sister Lie immediately understood. Someone hacked Rohan's heart rate regulator. Little Pink said it was just a possibility, and then Todd announced the coming blizzard. Chaos erupted like scattered peanuts. Everyone was clamoring to leave, and Todd said Old Joe had it all set up. Once the blizzard blew over, they'd ferry everyone. After returning, Little Pink knocked on Astronaut Ian's door to apologize for her indifference before Belle's passing. If everyone listened to Little Pink, it wouldn't be like this today. Little Pink showed it off, and Ian said if Little Pink wanted to check Rohan's body, she could help out. It's an annual camp, and this was her second time, so she was relatively familiar with the hotel's layout. After a brief hesitation, Little Pink decided to trust Ian, and the two of them ventured through the pitch-black corridor. They arrived at the kitchen for stored bodies. Little Pink checked Rohan's body. Heart failure was the cause, and she found something in his pocket. She uncovered a laser pointer and shared everything that happened that night with Ian. Ian set to uncover the complete truth of the matter. They needed to figure out who Rohan was interfacing with. Little Pink warned the blizzard was coming, and Ian scoffed. She had worked on the moon amidst extreme cold, where temperatures plunged to minus 175 degrees. Let the blizzard rage on. Amidst her hazy consciousness, Little Pink seemed to have been transported back to the past. She was tracing a serial killer with Bill, helping a mother find her daughter's remains. Emerging from the morgue, the afternoon sunlight enveloped them. Bill suddenly sneezed, and Little Pink asked what was up. Bill replied she had a super rare genetic condition. Every time she went from dark to light, she couldn't help but sneeze. Little Pink thought that joke was as chilly as a fridge, and the two laughed their way back. This was the first major breakthrough in the investigation. The connection of souls made the bodies crave deeper union. I recall that day. I even wrote down that day, feeling like I was being dragged off the road, but still unable to depart. If I needed to, upon waking. Little Pink returned to the hotel, finding one baby tending to her wounds. She vaguely heard Sean say her cold-proof helmet was stuck. One baby opened the medicine cabinet, pulled out a dose, and Old Joe came over, questioning the whereabouts. Sean explained her helmet was stuck, and Old Joe tried twice only to fail, then asked how much oxygen was left. Sean found less than 3 minutes of oxygen left. Old Joe immediately booted the computer, trying to connect to the helmet system. But it showed an unauthorized intrusion. The escaper quickly grabbed a drill to pierce the helmet, but Old Joe said it was useless. This helmet was for moon landing. She told one baby to ignore Little Pink and prepare for a tracheotomy. They scrambled. Eventually, they saved Sean, but everything happened in her helmet right before she passed. Clearly, someone hacked the helmet system. Attempting to leave Sean for dead, she passed out again, and when she woke, Little Mo was by her bedside. Asking Little Pink if she felt better, Little Pink sat up, put on clothes, and opened the curtains. Sunlight boomed onto Little Mo. Little Pink was baffled. Lydie said they were just friends. Suddenly, one baby spoke up from behind, reminding Little Pink to rest. Little Pink looked at the cabinet and asked one baby, how many know the password? One baby understood. She said before Bill's incident, a dose was missing. Little Pink rushed into the elevator, demanding to see Old Joe. One baby, at a loss, pressed the button, and the elevator zipped them down to the underground stone layer. Little Pink was flitting all over. One moment she was on the ground, one moment up, and before she knew it, she arrived at the underground stone layer. Meanwhile, Old Joe's family was dining as Little Pink burst out of the elevator, fuming, realizing Little Mo was taken upstairs, losing all sense. She accused Little Mo was Bill's kid, prompting Old Joe to silence him. Old Joe didn't hide it. She admitted infertility. Bill is Little Mo's father. Little Pink asked about the doses. Old Joe said she had been undergoing life extension treatments and showed Little Pink a video of Bill's mishap. Old Joe is still under treatment. Little Pink wondered why local cops remained silent after Bill's death. Old Joe sighed as she led Little Pink into a dim and mysterious secret room, explaining that the reason the police didn't pose any questions was that they knew this hotel was equipped with the world's top security system, combined with the forensic results leading them to mistakenly believe Bill's death was merely an accident. Little Pink inquired, what now? Old Joe replied they had an accident.